Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's English Learning Podcast. I'm really happy you're here, and I hope you're ready for a calm, clear, and enjoyable listening session. Today, I want to take you on a small journey, a simple story mixed with real life English expressions, natural vocabulary, and small lessons that help your English grow without stress. So, let's begin. You know, sometimes language learning feels like walking into a room full of people speaking a language you almost understand. You catch some parts, you miss others, and you try to fill the gaps in your mind. And that is completely normal. That is how learning works. Today's story is about a man named Ivan. And Ivan is 29 years old because I'm gonna talk about a person who you can listen to is third person, and let's focus to the third person form. He lives in a small city near the coast and he has a very simple routine. He wakes up early, prepares his coffee, and sits near his bedroom window to watch the sunrise. Every morning, he does the same thing. Nothing special, nothing exciting happens, just does the same things. But one day, something different happened. Before I tell you what happened, I want to give you a useful expression. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. It means something unexpected. Something that surprises you. Keep that phrase in mind because that is exactly what happened to Ivan. Alright, on this particular morning, Ivan sat next to his window, like always, that I mentioned before. He took a sip of his coffee and started at the brightening sky, and suddenly, or out of the blue, he noticed a small envelope under his door. He wasn't expecting anything, anyone, no bills, no invitation, nothing, no one. But the envelope looked different. Cream-colored paper, a gold line around the edges, and his name written in the handwriting he didn't recognize. He picked it up, opened it carefully, and inside he found just one sentence. Meet me at the lighthouse around 7 p.m. A friend. That was it. No signature, no explanation, nothing. Now, if you're listening and thinking who would leave a message like that, it is exactly what Ivan thought too. He tried to guess. Maybe it was an old friend, maybe someone from work, or maybe a mistake. But the sentence "a friend" stayed in his mind all day. Before we continue the story, here is another useful expression. Curiosity gets the better of me, or curiosity got the better of me. It means you couldn't stop yourself from finding out more. You cannot stop yourself from understanding more. Means you would like to be curious. You would like to know what happened. And of course, curiosity got the better of Ivan. The whole day, he couldn't focus on anything. At work, he started at his computer, but couldn't process what he was doing. At lunch, he kept checking the time. He even told his coworker something funny. He said, "I think someone is playing a prank on me." Prank. Play a prank. Means someone playing a joke. Prank means a joke. But deep down, he felt it wasn't a prank. Sometimes when something feels unusual, we sense it. Maybe you felt that too before. When something small happens, but it feels bigger than it looks. Anyway, at 6:30 p.m., Ivan put on his jacket and walked toward the lighthouse. The sky had a soft orange color and the air smelled like the sea. He could hear the waves crashing in the distance. The lighthouse stood on a small hill, quiet and almost mysterious. When he reached it, no one was there. Just silence. He looked around, he waited, and 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed. Then he started to think it was just a prank. But suddenly, or out of the blue, he heard footsteps behind him. He heard sound. He turned around and to his shock, he saw someone he hadn't met in 10 years. Someone he thought he would never see again. His childhood friend, Lena. Now, this is a good moment to teach another phrase, long lost friend. A friend you haven't seen or spoken to for a long time. So yeah, Lena was his long lost friend. She smiled and said, "Hi Ivan, long time no see." Long time no see is a casual way of saying it's been a while. It's been a long time that I haven't seen you, or that we haven't seen each other. Ivan was speechless. He didn't expect her. He didn't even know she was back in the country. She explained everything. She had been traveling for years, different countries, different jobs, and she finally decided to return home for a while. She found Ivan's address through an old mutual friend and decided to surprise him. She said she didn't write her name on the note because she wanted to see his real reaction. Now let's pause the story for a moment and highlight a vocabulary point. A blast from the past. A blast means happiness. A blast from the past means something or someone that suddenly reminds you of the past. Seeing Lena was a blast from the past for Ivan. They started talking, walking around the lighthouse, catching up on years of life. She told him about the places she visited, Tokyo, Lisbon, Istanbul, and blah blah. And he told her about his simple life, work, family, and his morning coffee routine. As they walked, Ivan realized something important. Life can feel boring until the moment something unexpected walks into it or someone. And this brings me to an educational point for you, the listener. When you learn English, sometimes you feel stuck or tired or unmotivated. Then suddenly a new word, a new story, or a new experience becomes your blast from the past. Your blast from the past. Something small but powerful that makes you excited again. This podcast episode may even be that moment for you. One new phrase can open a door, and one story can make English feel alive. That's why listening like this is so effective. It is natural, connected, and not broken into pieces, All right, let's get back to Ivan. He and Lena talked for hours, and the lighthouse lights kept shining over the water, and the sky slowly turned dark. For the first time in a long time, Ivan felt something he hadn't felt in years: inspiration. Yeah, he felt inspiration. He realized how much he missed adventure, how much he missed having goals outside his routine. Lena told him something that stayed in his mind. You don't need to leave the country to change your life. You just need to leave your comfort zone. Yeah, comfort zone. Comfort zone is a very common expression in English. It means the safe area where everything feels familiar and predictable. By the time they said goodbye, Ivan knew something. Life doesn't need to be perfect to be meaningful. Sometimes one unexpected moment is enough to change everything. And here is the final phrase I want you to learn from today's story. It sparked something in me. Sparked means something inspired me or woke up a new feeling. Meeting Lena sparked something in Even. And maybe listening to this podcast is sparking something in you. Maybe motivation, maybe interest, or maybe just a calm desire to keep learning. Whatever it is, just keep going because learning English isn't just about memorizing grammar or vocabulary. It's about listening, understanding, connecting, imaging, or feeling language in real context, just like today's story. And feeling language in real contexts, just like today's story. Thank you for staying with me through this 15-minute journey. I hope you enjoyed the story, learned something useful, and felt relaxed while listening. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.